What's going on, guys? Sister here. Welcome to the Flatty World of Minecraft. Today I'm talking about how to trade with villagers in this game. So yeah, this is going to be a trading with villagers guide so that you would know how to trade with villagers properly and which one of them is useless and which one of them is not. I'm gonna use this amazing invention right there so that I would make my video easier. So basically this lever right here spawns a villager and this lever kills him. So yeah, I'm gonna move with the villagers from the most useless one in my opinion into the most useful ones in my opinion. So it's gonna be like a descending order when it comes to usefulness. Anyways, yeah, let's get started with the villager trading tutorial. Alright, let's start with the most useless trader ever, which is the wandering trader. This guy sells you the most useless stuff imaginable. There is no way in hell you're going to spend money in any of that. But there must be some. It must be some kind of a joke or a troll the way they designed him into the game. What is this? So yeah, if you take a look at his trades, this guy doesn't buy anything. He just sells, and all his stuff is useless. So pretty much when you see this guy, just kill him. Just whenever you see this guy, just murder him immediately, and the llamas with him. Like he'll probably have llamas with him. He just killed him too. Alright, let's go to the second most useless trader in my opinion. So if you open the crafting table and place 3 wooden planks like that, you'll get these oak slabs. Place 1 up here and 1 down here, and then wooden planks all over here. You will get yourself a barrel. Place the barrel down and you will get yourself a fisherman. That's the second useless trader in my opinion. He can buy strings from you, and also with an emerald and a raw cod he can sell you cooked cod, which is, wow, that's useful, man. That's very useful. This is a piece of information you might not know about traders, but if you actually are holding something that they want to buy, they will actually be why are you turning your face? He will actually show an emerald in his hands, showing you that he's interested in that item. Once you put it away, he's not interested anymore. Put it in front of him, he wants it. Okay, so that gives you impression that he wants to buy it. Anyways, this guy mostly is interested in buying strings and coals, but actually a lot of them. Like he usually buys 20 strings and 10 coals, and the item he sells are pretty useless, like maybe a bucket of cod or cooked cod, maybe a campfire when he's advanced a little bit. But generally speaking, this guy is pretty useless. I don't like him. Let's move on. Now in the crafting table, if you place a blaze rod right here, a cobbled deep slate right here, and 2 cobblestones right here, you will get a brewing stand. I forgot to summon a new villager, but yeah, a brewing stand, place it right next to him and you will get another useless trader, the cleric. Now as you can see, he basically buys rotten flesh, but a lot of it, which is very hard to obtain, and he sells you redstone dust, which is, well, it's a useful item, but it's not worth buying in my opinion. You can also buy from him ender pearl and bottle of enchanting, which is, well, it could be useful, but seriously, these 2 things, I mean, the ender pearl is pretty obtainable by many other different ways. Bottle of enchanting might be a decent trade though. However, this guy is still pretty useless to me, so let's just get rid of him. Off to the next trader. Oh yeah, I forgot to remove the brewing stand. Okay, let's just kill this guy again. Off to the next trader. Okay, so if you place a bunch of iron ingots like that, you will get a cauldron. Place it here and you will get yourself a leather worker. Dun dun dun. He buys leather from you, which is actually pretty easy to obtain. You can kill a bunch of cows, a bunch of pigs, and you just will get a bunch of leathers. You can also buy like leathered armor from him, dyed or whatever. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, the leather armor is actually extremely useless. So yeah, this guy's pretty useless. Let's move on. Back again to the crafting table. Place 4 wooden planks like that. Hey, look, a crafting table. We meet again. And 2 pieces of paper like that. You'll get yourself a cartography table. Now bring ourselves a new villager and place the cartography table right next to him, and you will get, you guessed it, a cartographer. He buys from you 24 papers and he sells you an empty map, which is kind of useful, but still, in my opinion, it's not that impressive. You can go now. Now open the crafting table again, place 3 stones like that, an iron ingot like that. You'll get the stone cutter. Bring in the villager right here, place the stone cutter, and we get the mason. Still pretty useless in my opinion. Buys from you clay balls, which are not so easy to obtain. Sells you bricks, which is, what the hell? What are you doing, bro? However, you can buy from him smooth quartz block, which is actually pretty useful in my opinion. I like using those for decoration and building and stuff. But generally speaking, he's still pretty useless to me, so he has to go. Now again with the crafting table, place 4 logs like that, any kind, but just logs, you know, or natural logs from the woods. And the furnace in the middle, you'll get yourself a smoker. Okay, new villager come up, place the smoker right here, and you will get the butcher. Now the butcher is not so useless in my opinion. We're kind of in the middle of the list right now. You can sell him 7 raw pork chops, which is not so hard to obtain. You can buy from him some food, whatever. The usefulness of this guy comes from within that he actually buys very easy stuff to obtain. He basically buys any raw meat like raw mutton, raw rabbit, raw chicken, raw beef, raw pork chop. He's cool with that. He also buys coal, which is also pretty easy to obtain, and he buys sweet berries, which is also easy to obtain. So yeah, this guy actually buys decent stuff and you can get them so easily. The things he sell you though are not that great. Like, it's mainly food. Maybe the best thing is cooked steak or whatever, but mainly it's just food. So yeah, this guy is good for you know, buying stuff from you. So yeah, this guy is not so useless. We are in the middle of the list right now, but let's move on. All right, back to the crafting table. Place 4 oak wood like that, and then to flints you will get a fletching table. Bring in the villager and place the fletching table. You will get yourself a fletcher. He buys from you sticks, which is not so hard to obtain, but he buys a lot of them. He sells you arrows, which is pretty interesting, but the good trade about this guy is that sometimes he sells you arrow of poison, which is in my opinion a very decent trade. So yeah, this guy is not useless at all. It's pretty decent to get arrow of poison, especially that they are hard to obtain in survival. Okay, let's get rid of him now and moving on. Again, let's go to the crafting table. Place 3 smooth stones right here. I've made a video before on how to get a smooth stone, and then place iron ingots like that. It's like a helmet, and the furnace in the middle you'll get a blast furnace. Bring in the villager, place the blast furnace, and you'll get yourself an armorer. He sells you armor, which is actually pretty decent, not bad. What he buys from you is coal. He buys about 15 of that. He can also buy 4 iron ingots, but the good trade of him is the armor. He can actually buy you any iron armor, and he can also buy you any diamond armor, full set of diamond armor. So that's obviously very useful in my opinion. Like, this guy is pretty good. You can get the armor. The armor is probably the most costly thing to get in the game when it comes to materials. I mean, not real. I'm talking about materials only, but obviously there are a lot of things that are harder to get. But yeah, being able to buy armor from this guy is pretty nice. Now let's move on. All right, back to the crafting table. All right, let me just clear all this stuff so that you won't get confused. So on the crafting table, place 2 sticks like that, a stone slab in the middle like that, and 2 wooden planks below them like that. You will get yourself a grindstone. Bring in the villager, place the grindstone, and you will get yourself a weaponsmith. Also, he's pretty useful. As you can see, he can buy from you coal, 15 as well, same as the one before, and he sells you enchanted weapons, which is in my opinion very useful. He will also buy from you 4 iron ingots, and you can buy from him either enchanted sword, whether it's iron or diamond, or enchanted axe, whether it's diamond or iron. This axe right there, for anyone who's not familiar with Minecraft, the axe is actually stronger than the sword in the game, but it swings you know, it doesn't swing as fast. So that's why the axe is considered as a weapon in the game for anyone who wants strength but not speed. But that's only in Java Edition, not in Bedrock Edition, just in case you use Bedrock Edition. But anyways, yeah, like I said, this guy, you can buy from him enchanted sword or enchanted axe, whether it's iron or diamond. He's pretty useful. And yeah, let's kill him and move on. Again with the crafting table, put 4 wooden planks like that. Hey, crafting table, we meet again. And put 2 iron ingots like that. You'll get a smithing table. Bring in the villager, place the smithing table right next to him, and we will get a toolsmith, which is also a pretty useful guy. He's basically like the weaponsmith, but for tools, not for weapons. You can buy from him tools like pickaxe and a hoe, a farming hoe, don't get me wrong. He still buys from you 15 coals and 4 iron ingots. So yeah, that's a pretty common thing among a lot of traders. Until now, it's the toolsmith and the weaponsmith and the armorer. So yeah, a lot of traders actually buy from you 4 iron ingots and 15 coals. It's kind of common. And what you can buy from him are tools: the hoe, the axe, the pickaxe, and the shovel. They all come enchanted except the hoe, but the other 3 can come enchanted. And they can come not enchanted, so it could be enchanted or not enchanted. It's up to you, up to your luck. So yeah, this trader is also pretty useful. Let's get rid of him and move on. Now it's time for the most useful 2 traders in the villagers. And in my opinion, if you really care about trading, I think you should only focus on these 2 traders and just don't care about anyone else. Like, if you're building a trading hall and that trading hall you want it to be as useful as possible, I'd recommend you to just use these 2 traders and don't use anyone else. And I'm gonna tell you why. So let's start with the first ultra useful trader, which you just place 3 like that. You'll get yourself a bunch of slabs, then get the slabs and place them like that, and you will get a composter. Bring in the villager, place the composter, and you will get a farmer. Now this is one of the 2 most important traders in my opinion. You should focus only on this one and the other one if you're building a trading hall, a dedicated trading hall. Why? Because this guy buys from you the most obtainable items by farming. So basically, if you can just get this guy, for example, as you can see, 20 wheat. So if you make a farm of wheat right in front of him, you will endlessly get wheat and seeds to farm the wheat and then sell them to him again to get more emeralds. So this guy is extremely useful. These are the things that this guy buys from you: wheat, carrot, potato, melon, pumpkin, and basically these things are so easy to farm. So yeah, the ideal way to get endless emeralds is to get one of these or a bunch of these, and then make a whole farm right in front of him, farming whatever he wants, and that's it. It's like getting infinite amount of emeralds. So that's the great thing about this guy. He's an amazing buyer. He also sells you golden carrot, but that's not the interesting thing about him. Obviously golden carrot is really cool, but the real usefulness of this guy is the fact that he buys almost anything you can farm. So yeah, get one of these guys. He's extremely useful. Another one from the ultra useful traders is you place oak planks like this and you will get oak slabs, and place the slabs like this, and put a bookshelf in the middle. You will get a lectern. Bring in the villager, place the lectern, and you will get the most useful trader of all time, librarian. The librarian is so good to the point that you'll find a lot of professional gamers who play this game all the time actually have an entire hall full of like 1,000 of these. Not exactly 1,000, but full of a ton of these. Why? Because of this. He sells you enchanted books. So basically, obviously he can sell you bookshelf, but just forget about that one. He sells you enchanted books for a book and a bunch of emeralds, which is in my opinion the most useful things to trade. Enchanted books are extremely hard to obtain, especially in survival. So yeah, having a huge haul with a bunch of these, each one of them sells a different enchanted book, is a huge plus in the game. Now he buys from you books. He also buys papers. Also for emeralds alone, you can buy from him a lantern, for an example, a glass block, and a name tag. But all these are nothing in compared to the enchanted books, which you get with emeralds and books. This is the most useful trade. He can trade you any enchanted book except the curses and the soul speeds, but any other enchanted book you can obtain from him. The soul speed is used to make you move faster in soul sand, and yeah, it's basically a boot enchantment, so it is pointless. And the curses, he doesn't want to sell them because he has, I don't know, some sort of a moral code, you know, he doesn't want to sell bad stuff. But anyways, this guy is the most useful trader in the game alongside with the farmer. If you really want to take a trading seriously, you should have a huge hole with a bunch of these guys, and then another farm with a bunch of the other guys, the farmer, and a bunch of farms in front of them. That's how it works. That's how you should get trading seriously. But the other traders, a lot of them are useless, some of them are useful, but these 2 are the ones you should focus on: the librarian and the farmer. Anyways, that's all about how to trade with villagers, and that's all about the guide of trading with villagers. I hope you find this is so freaking interesting, man. Like summoning villagers and killing them for no reason, it's just satisfying. But yeah, that's all about the villager trading guide. I hope you find this video helpful, and yeah, that's all. That's all. See you guys later.